This is Bomb Hoops Podcast.
Hi everyone, this is Palm Hoops Podcast presented by Jem and Jello. Make sure to like, comment, share this video, and subscribe. Also make sure to click the notification bell to be updated on our newest releases. We're also in Spotify as well, just check the description down below for the details. So ayan bro, another week has passed and may bagong episode na naman tayo. So ibig sabihin yan, kamustahan? Ano ba nangyari sa week mo from our last episode?
Well, nag-enjoy naman ako this week. Okay naman na ako with work. Naka-adjust na lang mabuti. Change schedule na next week. Medyo mas maaga yung shift. So, nag-adjustments na naman. Pero masaya naman overall. Mga ginawa ko. Celebrate lang naman na championship ng Lakers. 1 week na ako nagsaselebrate. Sobra nasasaya. So, excited na ako sa mga mangyayari sa mga susunod na araw sa NBA. Kasi, kakatapos na ng finals at nag-start na ang rumors. Ang dami ng bago. Dami na nating aabangan.
Yeah, so ang next na aabangan natin is the free agency. And after nun will be the NBA draft na. So actually medyo mabilis ang panahon ngayon. And however, hindi pa natin alam kung kailan talaga magsisimula yung magiging next season ng NBA.
Parang may nabalitaan niya ako. Parang plano nila is March. Parang ang tagal.
And nagsabi na rin ng statement si Adam Silver na hindi mag-give way ang NBA sa Olympics. Which is, I think, very sad. Kasi Olympics should be the highest level of competition in any sport naman.
Pero yun nga, it's a business as much as a game. Kaya unahin nila yung pera.
Ayan.
Ikaw, Tol, kumusta?
Okay naman. Actually, just doing my business. Actually, bought these glasses para mabawasan yung glare ng mabawasan yung glare ng laptop ko because I've been working sometimes 12 hours straight na nakaupo lang ako sa harap ng laptop and pansin ko na yung eye bags ko nagiging mas malalim. So, minabuti ko na rin bumili ako nung 10-10 sale ng salamin. Mura lang naman siya. Shoutout sa sa Shigetsu for this computer glasses. Pero in a basketball perspective naman, tuwan-tuwa ako kasi syempre champion na yung Lakers, nahabol na natin yung Boston Celtics.
Number 17.
And hopefully next year malagpasan na natin sila.
Number 18 coming on the way.
Ayan, so hindi po kami bias dito, no?
Sadyang Lakers fans lang kami. Kung nakikinig kayo ng No Dunks starters, sila rin naman Raptors fans, pero di sila bias.
So, ayan, Lakers fans man kami. We promise you na we will be as unbiased as possible sa magiging takes namin. Ayan, and nakakatuwa kasi yung favorite team ko sa PBA, which is the Talk and Text. Ang lakas sila ngayon. Wala pa silang talo. Tapos, in fact,
sunod yung strong performance ng mga players
straight
nila.
games. Magkakaibang players sila yung nagkaka-career high. So, si Pogoy, si Parks, and last game lang, si Poy Eram. So, ayun, nakakatuwa kasi lahat yung mga sinusuportahan kong teams is nagsasucceed ngayon sa PBA.
Kaya, nood lang tayo ng nood at makita pa natin yung mga bagong laro nila. Dahil wala masyadong publicity yung PBA, kami na yung magpapublicize para sa kanila. Kaya panoorin nyo. Sure na mag-enjoy tayo. Tol, tapos na yung NBA, may bago tayong larong papanoorin ngayon sa PBA. Ayun, Tol. So, let's go with our first topic. Kasi sa mga topic na iniiwasan ng aramihan, pero I think kailangan natin pag-usapan to.
Parami ng views to, men.
Parami ng views to, pampa 1K subscribers. Who is your greatest of all time? Ikaw, Tol, mauna na.
Okay, so di ko alam ano feel ng mga viewers natin dito. Pero sige, let's just do this.
Ayan na, Bronze X1.
Hindi. Okay, so for my greatest of all time, number 1 ko will be a close first will be Michael Jordan. Syempre 6 rings, walang talo. Tapos dumagdag pa yung The Last Dance documentary na pinanood nating lahat ng mga hoops fans ngayong pandemic and walang sports. So talagang yung mata ng lahat ng basketball fans is na kay MJ lang dun sa documentary na yun. Ang ganda naman actually.
And makita mo yung story kung bakit parang ang hirap manalo talaga ng isang NBA championship. Behind every championship is a story na hindi natin nakikita kasi walang kamerang nakatutok sa kanila. Kaya grabe yung pag-expose nila sa The Last Dance ko ano talaga yung nangyayari behind winning a championship.
Yeah. So, going back to MJ, 6 championships, tapos 6 finals MVPs. Ibig sabihin nun, siya yung nagiging best player nila every time na nagja-champion sila. So, and given naman na yun, MJ, I think a lot of people have MJ in their number 1 naman sa GOAT debates. And in fact, kung magsabi ako ng ibang pangalan sa number 1, baka mabash ako ng mga tao dito. So anyway, I have MJ for my number 1 and Skip Bayless, Michael Jordan. Masaya ka na. Okay, so for my number 2, and this is a close one for me, is my favorite player, LeBron James. Again, di po kami biased dito.
Homer!
Ayan.
Paano mo nasabi, tol?
Di ako biased dito, man. I'm just stating kung ano yung tingin ko talagang opinion ko. And I think a lot of people in our age have LeBron James as their number 1 naman. And it's understandable because una, siya yung napapanood natin ngayon From 2003 hanggang 2020. 17 years na nating napapanood yung paglalaro ng basketball ni LeBron James. Ako, 23 years old. Ibig sabihin, starting 6 years old pa lang ako, si LeBron James na yung nakikita ko sa TV. So imagine, gets ko naman kung bakit a lot of people, especially the younger fans ng basketball, have LeBron James as their best of all time. Not to mention nga, 4 championships, 10 finals appearances, and he only missed the finals once the whole decade. So, ibang level na achievement yun, and kahit si Jordan, hindi niya nagawa yun na isang beses lang nakamiss ng finals sa isang dekada.
And to be honest, para sa akin, masyadong dina-downsize yung pagpasok mo ng finals for 10 straight years. That in itself is a great accomplishment. Dalawa lang hinagawa nun, yung Celtics nung time ni Bill Russell at si LeBron. I mean, di ba? Parang di ka nanalo ng 10 straight, pero the mere fact na umaabot ka doon ng 10 straight, di ba? Ay ba yun?
Kaya pag nakikita natin yung mga comments sa mga Facebook post or sa Twitter or sa YouTube about kung sino ba talaga yung GOAT, ganun. Pag may mga nagsasabing LeBron, sinasabi ng mga MJ fans, 6-0, wala siyang talo sa final. Si LeBron nakaka-anim na, ganun. Pero, they discredit the fact na MJ only won 1 game, am I right? Without Scottie Pippen in the playoffs. Tama ba yun?
I think, yeah.
So, hindi talaga naging contender si MJ na mag-isa siya, which is nagawa ni LeBron for a few years din. 07,
you could say 09, then 2018.
Siguro 2010 din, kasi they were the number 1 seed nung time na yun. Pero, ayun nga, sobrang controversial ng year na yun for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kasi nga, yung kay Delonte West, tapos
final year pa ng contract ni LeBron, and so, Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Tapos, sa Boston Celtics pa sila natalo nun, which is yung team na hindi matalo-talo ni LeBron nung time na yun. Remember the 08 semis nung sa Eastern Conference, nung playoffs?
Nag-back and forth sila ni Paul Pierce.
Yeah. Tapos, kitang-kita mo na buhat talaga ni LeBron. And to go 7 games against the Celtics Big 3, na ikaw lang yung main scoring option, ibang level yun. Tapos, I think he was the scoring champ nung 2008.
Yeah, I think so.
So, that is something na something na hindi nagawa ni Michael Jordan nang wala si Scottie Pippen. Pero I still believe na he is second dahil una, hindi pa tapos career niya eh. Hindi pa natin alam kung ano ba yung magiging final na standing ng finals record ni LeBron, kung may mga accomplishments pa ba siya. Kasi ngayon, on pace siya to be the all-time scoring
leader.
Yeah, lalagpasan niya si Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which is, I think, this is a very big accomplishment for LeBron kasi hindi naman siya kilala as a scorer. Pero he will be the number 1 scorer in NBA history. So for a non-scorer to do that is really something special.
And even kahit na shorten yung season, kahit na sabihin natin we're playing 50-game season by next season, and then tsaka pa lang tayo makakabalik sa 82-game season. I mean, if you saw LeBron in the finals, you could easily say na LeBron's got a lot left in the tank to play at least 5 more years of high competitive basketball. And even if he averages only around 23-22 points per game, I think that's good enough to reach at least near what Kareem has done. So, yeah, malaking argument yun.
Yeah, and not to mention yung teammates ni LeBron. Sa Lakers, I think they will have AD for a long time pa. And saktong-sakto kasi up and coming si Anthony Davis, tapos on the decline si LeBron. So, ang ganda ng timing na it's a transition talaga for the big guy in the Los Angeles Lakers.
And
okay,
we can say naman na AD's making an argument for himself to be one of the top 5 players in the NBA ngayon.
Absolutely. So, let's move on to my number 3, which is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now.
Oh!
Paano masabi?
So, yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, if you are a stat head na you like arguing numbers, ganun, this is the guy na you have to root for. Kasi unang-una, scoring champion, awards, championships. He won championships with 2 different franchises, and that speaks a lot. Pero nga, like what we mentioned nung sa mga convos lang din natin, Kareem is often overlooked kasi may mga times na hindi siya yung best player sa team niya. And understandable. Sa unang championship niya, kakampi niya si Mr. Triple-Double, which is Oscar Robertson.
Although he did win Finals MVP nung season na yun, pero I mean, Oscar Robertson stat-wise, yung Mr. Triple-Double nga, mas magandang tingnan yun.
Yeah, tapos nung panahon na yun, hindi pa uso yung triple-doubles, unlike ngayon. Ganun talaga yung caliber ng kakampi ni Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he won. Tapos naman, when he moved to the LA Lakers, naging kakampi niya si Magic Johnson, James Worthy, si Chambers, sino pa ba? Mga Michael Cooper, ganun.
Bob McAdoo, madami silang kakampi ng All-Star. Jamal Wilkes, although past prime na yung mga All-Stars na yun, syempre stuck pa rin yung team mo. And arguable din yung mga backup nila, sila Byron Scott to be borderline All-Star players.
Ayun nga, so dahil doon, yung mga ilang analyst or ibang mga broadcasters or mga fans ng game is na-overlook si Kareem dahil nga he is not often the best player in his team. Parang how can you make a case for the greatest player of all time kung hindi ikaw yung best player sa team mo? So ganun yung parang sinasabi na. And I understand naman. However, if you look at the numbers kasi, he is the number 1 scoring leader in NBA history. So, parang ano bang objective ng basketball? Diba is to score points, and Kareem is the best one so far. Di pa natin alam kung mahahabol ba yan or what. Pero as of now, he is number 1. And I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar should be given credit sa mga nagagawa niya kasi he is often overlooked. Ayan, ano masasabi dun, bro?
Well, ako kasi kung kay Kareem, stat-wise, accomplishments, awards, accolades, lahat, championships sa NCAA, championships sa NBA, laking bagay nun for your argument to be the greatest of all time. Pero, I mean, ikaw, nung time na nag-champion ka ng multiple championships, hindi na ikaw yung best player sa team mo eh. They had Magic Johnson at the time. He only won Finals MVP once in those 5 championships na kasama niya si Magic. So, I think that's a hit on his career or on his argument as the greatest of all time. Tsaka, yung longevity ng career niya, nag-contribute din doon sa points niya eh. Pero hindi na siya dominant by the time na umabot siya sa year 17, year 18, and year 19 ng career niya.
Yeah, gets ko naman. So, okay, so that's my top 3 basically. So, let's move on to your top 3 naman.
So, for top 3, obviously, mahirap tablahin yung 6-0 ni MJ. So, I'm going with MJ for number 1. And, at makita naman natin sa stats si MJ sa accolades niya. Olympic gold medal, 6-time champion, 6 finals MVPs, multiple all-star selections, multiple all-NBA teams. Almost lahat ng season niya na naglaro siya sa NBA, all-NBA team siya. All-defensive teams. Tapos, I think 2-time defensive player of the year. Sobrang laki accomplishments para sa career niya. And yun, doon mo palang titingnan a guard winning defensive player of the year and winning MVP. Tapos nanalo din siya ng finals MVP. Sobrang laking bagay nun. And finals defensive player of the year is something that LeBron never accomplished. Malaking hit yun sa argument sa kanya. Kaya I'm going with MJ number 1. And marami naman sasabi na pinattern nila yung game nila kay MJ. Kasi nga si MJ yung pinamagaling. Even LeBron admits na idol niya si MJ. He wears number 23 because MJ wore number 23. And who do you look after to pagka ganon? Siyempre, if you think LeBron's the GOAT, who does he think he is the GOAT? MJ. So dapat si MJ yung GOAT para sa akin. Siya yung number 1. And coming in second para sa akin, though homer pick to sobrang homer nito. Kobe Bryant para sa akin.
Tol. Pakipindot nga yung sound effect natin dyan.
Paano masabi?
Tol, paano mo nasabi?
Okay, kaya si Kobe yung pinili ko. Kasi, kung titingnan mo rin naman yung accomplishments ni Kobe in terms of all defense and all NBA teams, siya yung may pinakamaraming all defensive selections for a guard sa first team. 9 all defensive first team selections for a guard. That's the most. Mas marami pa kay Gary Payton who's heralded as the Jordan stopper. And imagine if Kobe played MJ in his prime, baka na-achieve niya rin yung na-achieve ni GP. And maybe more than GP did. Because sabi nga ni MJ nung time na yun, pinagtawanan nga lang niya si GP nung sinasabi ni GP na napigilan ko si MJ nung finals. So, baka nung si Kobe yung katapat niya, nung prime ni Kobe, prime to prime, baka na-depensahan niya si MJ, di ba? Another part would be yung scoring. And sa akin, ang tinignan ko kasi dito kung bakit si Kobe yung napili ko over LeBron, which is LeBron yung third ko actually, over LeBron is yung skill set. Yung 3 levels, legitimate 3 level scorer si Kobe. Hindi siya yung alanganin pag tumira ng tres na may hot days, may cold days. In his prime, di mo pwedeng iwanan si Kobe sa 3-point line. Di mo siya pwedeng iwanan kahit saan. Almost, kailangan mo siyang i-defend almost from the whole court, from the full 94 feet. Kailangan mo siyang depensahan. Neto na lang kasi talaga ng uso yung mga tumitira ng mga deep shots na katulad nila Steph Curry. Pero, i-plug mo yung prime Kobe dito sa era na to, I think gagawin din niya Given the opportunity, gagawin din niya Kasi Luka, ginawa niya. So yun, and yung skill set talaga Lalo na yung final good season ni Kobe, yung 2012-2013 season, yun yung pinakamalaking argument ko for him being the GOAT. Kasi sobrang down nung team nila. Parang sabi nga ng analyst nun, parang napakaswerte na ng Lakers para pumasok pa sila ng 8th seed. And they made the 7th seed nung season na yun at the expense of Kobe's Achilles and his career.
However, bro, noong 2013, they have Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol, Ron Artest. Sabi nga ni Ron Artest, we will go 82-0. I mean, they are expected to be in the playoffs naman talaga in the first place. It's a matter of the team underachieving.
And injuries. Injured si Dwight, injured si Pau, injured si Nash. And yet, si Kobe yung bumuhat para makapasok sila ng playoffs. And Ron Artest at the time was so inconsistent na. Anton Jameson past his prime. Backup guards, walang silbi. Tutusin, Duhon. Si Steve Blake na yung may pinakamalaking achievement doon sa team na yon as a guard kasi most of the time injured si Nash. Tapos si Kobe yung nag-play ng point guard duties in a system na hindi naman siya familiar. And well, sabihin na natin familiar pero hindi siya angkop at his age, at his time. Pero nag-adjust siya. He had multiple games of averaging 10 assists, parang 5 straight games. And yung amnesty game na sinabihan siya ni Mark Cuban na dapat i-amnesty na lang ng Lakers si Kobe. After nun, dinurog niya yung Mavericks. Doon minatunayan ni Kobe na kahit at this point in my career, at this age, kaya kong mag-perform at a level na kailangan para madala ko yung team ko.
Okay, so I think for Kobe Bryant, actually massive Kobe fan, obvious naman sa cap ko ngayon.
Mm-hmm.
However, may mga in terms of efficiency kasi, dun ang nakakapag-turn off kay Kobe Bryant sa mata ng casual fans. Tapos actually he has one NBA record na medyo hindi gusto ng mga tao ngayon, which is he has the most missed shots in NBA history. So parang add mo pa yung numbers niya and being hindi naman I won't say inefficient kasi role niya talaga ang mag-score. Pero yung percentages niya parang sabihin nating ibang player yung gumawa ng ganung percentages. Hindi siya ideal 'di ba?
Pero yung percentages naman ni Kobe nung time na is around 43, 44, which is similar to Harden's. And no one ever says anything about that. Kaya, di ko masyadong tinitingnan yung percentages. Tapos, kung titingnan mo rin naman yung era nang naglaro si Kobe, era of isolation basketball. It's either you play in the post or you're an ISO player. Allen Iverson, for some time, Dwayne Wade, then Kobe. And T-Mac would be one of the most efficient, I think. Pero nung time talaga nila, hindi ganun ka-efficient ng players in terms of shooting percentages dahil sobrang slow pace and ISO game nga.
Another thing I have to say for Kobe, siya for a superstar, means may times as streaky siya. Yung for example, he will have a 40-point night, then the same week, minsan 12 points lang siya, ganun. So, parang you rarely see that with MJ. You rarely see that with LeBron. And kay LeBron James, sabihin natin di siya makascore. He can contribute in a lot of other ways. Pwede niyang taasan yung intensity ng defense niya. He can grab rebounds and in fact, yung pinaka magandang asset nga ni LeBron, which is passing. I think Kobe is a very underrated passer. However, hindi kasing level ni LeBron yung passing ability.
And admittedly si Kobe, sinabi naman niya, he never focused on being a playmaker. Kasi alam niya meron siyang playmaker sa tabi niya. And, lalo na nung time na nagcha-championship sila na katulad, ito, underrated part to ng laro ni Shaquille O'Neal. Napakagaling na post passer ni Shaq. Napakadami niyang mga pasa palabas for open threes. Dahil nga ganun siya ka-gravitating and nagagawa niya yun. Hindi madali yun para sa isang post player na laging 3 o 2 yung defenders. Tapos same time nung si Kobe na yung lead man, si Gasol underrated passer din. And perhaps for a time, siya yung actually para sa akin, tingin ko siya sa mga greatest passing bigs. Kaya ayun, never naging focus ni Kobe yung playmaking. Only nung season na lang na yun nga, binuhat niya yung team nila.
Pero ayun na nga, I think kasi basketball is a team game, di ba? Another thing na I think this is a positive for some people, a negative for some people. Pero for me, another thing na nagpapa-turn off sa NBA fans kay Kobe, yung ugali niya sa teammates niya. Pero hindi ko rin masabi kasi si MJ had a similar demeanor, di ba?
Actually, I think I would say worse dahil talagang binubuli ni MJ yung mga teammates niya.
Ayun nga, yung kay Kobe naman, parang he's become, may mga times na let's admit it, may mga times na sumusobra siya sa niya. Sa
Smush Parker pa lang.
I think this is one of the components kung bakit hindi nag-thrive si Kwame Brown. Pero grabe yung hype ni Kwame Brown nung na-draft siya. Tapos napunta siya sa Lakers. Ang nangyari nun is I think hindi kinaya ng ego ni Kwame Brown to play with someone as competitive as Kobe Bryant. Unlike compare mo si LeBron, sobrang kumbaga sinabi to ni Jordan Clarkson kasi he was able to be teammates with LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. So nako-compare niya yung experience. Sinabi niya Kobe is an ideal teammate if you want to be competitive and kung gusto mo ma-push ka for the best sa best mo. Kasi tatrash talkin ka niya, aasarin ka niya, sisiraan ka niya habang naglalaro kayo. LeBron naman ipupush ka niya to do your best dahil si LeBron is isang role model among his teammates and he will try to lift you up. Parang ganun. So, sobrang contrasting ng style ni LeBron and Kobe. And ako personally, siguro I belong din siguro sa generation of players ngayon. Kung if I were to be a player, kasi I don't like someone berating me, ganun. Na, so gets ko rin kung bakit na-turn off yung younger fans kay Kobe Bryant, which understandable naman. Pero we have our own opinions.
Kumbaga kasi yung generation natin ngayon, not to say necessarily soft, pero more of welcoming. Hindi na uso yung tough love eh. It's, sabi nga nila, it's a dying breed. And not everyone grows with tough love. Kung papansin natin yung mga teams ngayon, bihira na yung ganun yung treatment eh. And it rarely works. Surprisingly, it worked with Jimmy Butler. And it's amazing na umabot talaga sila ng finals with tough love. Kaya it's a dying breed and ayun, parang mas pansinin na talaga yung mga katulad ni LeBron, parang Steve Nash, mga Steph Curry, yung ganung approach sa game and in a leadership standpoint. So ayun, moving on with my third in the GOAT debate. Syempre, LeBron James, the King James. Parang in the past 10 years, 9 times kang nasa finals, and in those 9 times, ikaw yung nanalo thrice.
4 times.
4 times na. Almost forgot. 4 times kang nag-champion in those 9 times na nasa finals ka. Sobrang laki accomplishments nun. And it took super teams to beat LeBron James. Yung one team lang na hindi super team, but probably the best team na nakalaban niya, one of the best teams, is yung 2014 Spurs. Dahil sobrang basketball poetry yung nangyari dun sa laban na yun para sa Spurs. Tapos, yun nga, yung accomplishments sa LeBron, even in year 17, the leading assist maker. Parang na-transform mo pa yung sarili mo even more at this point in your career. Bira yung players na nagdadagdag ng ganun sa stats nila. Tapos yun nga, yung scoring ability niya, even though he's not really multifaceted scorer. Na yung scoring, yung mga usual scoring opportunities niya are slashing and post play. Tapos, parang di mo naman yun sasabihin na yun yung mga biggest parts ng game niya. Tapos, nasa na siya ngayon? Nasa third all-time na siya. Tapos, may possibility pa siyang umabot ng first all-time. Tapos, yun pa, 4 MVPs, All-NBA first selections. Siya natin may pinakamaraming All-NBA selections, no? 16 times. 16 times on. I think that's the most. Tapos, yun, meron din siya mga all-defense selections, 2 Olympic gold medals, and baka madagdagan pa, who knows. Aside from that, yun nga, every team na nandun siya yung best player, sabi mo nga. Never siya nagkaroon ng teammate na hindi siya yung best player, na hindi na-afford ni Kobe, and hindi rin na-afford ni Kareem. Ang only time na lang na masabi ko na si LeBron na yung number 2 or number 1 is if matop niya na yung number of championships ni Kobe tsaka ni MJ. Doon ko na lang siya masabi na mas magaling na siya doon sa dalawa. Kasi kung tingin ko magtatapat yung Kobe na prime and LeBron na prime, hindi kaya ni MJ ni Kobe ni LeBron si Kobe eh.
I have to disagree with that. Kasi actually isa to sa mga basihan ko in picking my GOATs. Who will be the best one-on-one? One thing kasi kay LeBron, he is 6'9", 260 pounds. Kobe Bryant is 6'6", 205 pounds. Am I right?
I think in his prime, umabot siya ng 230.
Kasi I remember playing NBA Live 08. Tapos si Kobe is around 210, mga ganun. So, let's say mga ganun. So, LeBron has the height advantage, he has the weight advantage, and let's face it, mas athletic si LeBron kay Kobe. Kobe has the edge in finesse, shooting, kaya
para sa
go.
Better defensive player si Kobe.
Yeah, totoo naman. However, parang kung one-on-one kasi, 'di ba? Parang it's kung papansin mo yung larong Pinoy. Yung papuwersahin hanggang makaloob. Tapos, maka-layup, ganun. Parang si LeBron, it takes a team to stop him. Like, kung nakita mo nga this decade na kung paano mag-adjust yung mga teams in handling LeBron James, na hindi mo siya wina one-on-one. As in,
Laging may double team.
Yeah, 3 or 4 na people yung sasalubong sa kanya once he drove to the lane. Si Kobe naman, you can afford putting your best defender on him. And though he has dominated ganun, parang never kong nakita si Kobe na na it needed a lot of guys to stop him. Pero then again, nasa playstyle niya yun. Hindi naman kasi siya drive first. Ayun. So another thing pala, why I put LeBron over Kobe? Kasi hindi natin na consider yung longevity ni LeBron. I think dapat i-give credit natin sa player 'yon. Na he has taken care of his body. Ginawa niya responsibility talaga na to take care of his body, na talagang ginagastusan niya. In fact, si LeBron yung I think nagpauso sa NBA nung cryotherapy.
Alam mo yung cryotherapy, yung may chamber.
Yung may chamber na punong-puno ng yelo, tapos nandun lang siya. So ginagastusan niya talaga yung katawan niya. So ayun nga, another knock on Kobe, at the end of his career, nagiging injury prone, which is hindi pa natin nakikita kay LeBron. And yun nga, kasi LeBron is a anomaly, is an abnormality in the human race. Isa siya sa mga sobrang rare na super athletes. And Kobe didn't afford that. Only parang si MJ lang and si LeBron yung naka-afford nun, to be honest. Nung ganong classification as super athletes. Kay Kobe, ang argument ko kung bakit ko mapipili si Kobe over LeBron, kung sa one-on-one titingnan, yun nga, yung arsenal, yung offensive game. Kobe, consistent siyang scorer from the mid-range. Kaya niya maging scorer from 3 just as much as LeBron is. And yung iba't ibang moves niya, mas maganda yung footwork ni Kobe kumpara kay LeBron. And kung one-on-one, malaking bagay yun. Kung physicality, talo talaga siya dahil mas athletic si LeBron, mas malaki sa LeBron. Pero in defense, makukuha mo sa smarts yun eh. Nakakuha sa diskarte yun eh. And LeBron doesn't have, in his prime, yes, kasi yung athleticism niya talagang nadadala yung defense niya. Pero in terms of consistency and tingin ko yung skills, yung defensive IQ, mas mataas defensive IQ ni Kobe compared kay LeBron. Pero hindi ganun kalaking difference. Okay. So, feel ko kung hindi pa tayo mag-discuss,
hindi
tayo matatapos.
Hindi ito matatapos.
Pero ayun nga, that's the beauty of the game of basketball. Na it doesn't matter kung sino ba talaga yung best player of all time. And we can never 100% tell kung sino talaga ang best player of all time kasi una, hindi sila nagkalaban. Na magkakaiba sila ng era. And pangalawa, you can consider syempre magkakaiba yung playstyles nila. So, hindi mo talaga masasabi kung sino yung mas magaling sa ganito, mas magaling sa ganito. Because they have their own specialities.
And different eras. Yun, sobrang laking bagay ng different eras ng players. Kasi, ang dami nagsasabi na yung mga player ngayon, like LeBron or Luka, wouldn't survive in the 80s NBA. Sige, hindi na sila magsusurvive. Pero magkaiba na yung laro nun eh. The game is better now compared dati. Sobrang, imagine mo papanoorin natin yung games ng early 2000s ngayon. Tingin mo ba may entertain tayo sa puro isoball? Wala may entertain doon para sa akin, sa totoo lang. Mahirap. Kasi nakita na natin na may better game pala.
Tapos imagine mo na lang, ilagay mo si Steph Curry sa 80s. Diba? Paano siya babantayan nun? Na pagkatapak sa half court, pwede na siyang tumira ng 3.
Magbabago yung laro. Kaya hindi mo talaga pwedeng ikumpara.
So ayun, sabi nga ng mga good guys sa comment section, let's just appreciate greatness habang nandito pa sila dahil hindi naman sila forever maglalaro.
Even Kobe said that, appreciate greatness. Even MJ, even LeBron said that, appreciate greatness while it's here. Let's give them their flowers. Kasi deserve nila na ma-appreciate yung laro nila for all the hard work and yung binigay nila sa atin as fans. Kaya no more hate, just respect. Kasi hindi natin malalaman kung hanggang kailan sila nandyan.
Okay. So, ito, before we end our GOAT conversation, so in the future naman, so tingin mo, sino yung may potential na masama in the GOAT conversation?
Para sa akin, I think Luka is there, although second season pa lang niya, coming into his third. And Giannis, syempre, 2-time MVP, one-time defensive player of the year, all NBA first selections, and he's only 25. Tapos may two-time MVP ka na, 25. Di ba sobrang surprising nun? Even LeBron was LeBron even a two-time MVP by 25. I think he was...
Same sila ng career trajectory.
Seventh year na ba niya? Okay, Miami
2013 niya. Seventh year na 2013.
Let's go, Miami Heat!
Pero ayun nga. I agree. Giannis Antetokounmpo has all the tools to be considered as the GOAT in the perhaps next 10 years. Kasi... go.
Pero yun, same consideration, I think I need to see more from Giannis. Kailangan kong makita ma-expand niya yung laro niya for me to say na isa siya sa mga nasa GOAT conversation. MVPs, championships aren't enough if you're not skilled enough. Kasi meron din namang mga nag-champion na katulad nila Hakeem Olajuwon, nila Tim Duncan, pero nami-mention ba sila sa GOAT conversation masyado? Hindi naman, kasi hindi sila yung masasabi mong sobrang dominant na player.
So, for Giannis, I think it is very much possible, and we have seen yung progress niya in making his jump shots. He's attempting threes now. In fact, nung kalaban ni Lakers, naka-4 ata siya nun.
Gulat na lang din ako dun eh.
So, ayun, and nagawa ni LeBron. He started out as one-dimensional player na puro drive lang, 'di ba? So, I mean, nakita naman natin kung paano nag-progress si LeBron na he has this fade-away jump shot from the mid-range.
He can shoot. May step-back 3 na siya.
Yeah, and he can shoot from the parking lot talaga. Steph Curry range, kumbaga. Ayun, and Giannis has all the tools kasi nga, physically gifted, athletic, tapos unstoppable kasi siya. He has the flashes of being the GOAT, perhaps. Pero di pa natin masabi. Ayan. For Luka Doncic naman, I think it's too early to consider him na masama sa GOAT conversation. Siguro I'd give it 3 more years of the same level of output or more para makita natin yung trajectory ng career niya. Kasi masyado maaga.
Pero ayun nga tol.
Yeah, go.
MJ in his second or third year was already being called Black Jesus. Kasi gano'n siya kagaling. And Luka's hitting at those levels na. So, I think kahit next year, baka masabi na natin na nandun talaga siya. Although, magiging malaking knock sa kanya is defense since he's not really an athletic player. So, maybe yun, maging knock sa kanya sa yung motor niya in defense.
Pero the one thing I see in Luka Doncic, sobrang unique ng playstyle niya. Na he's proving na hindi mo kailangan maging pinaka-athletic, hindi mo kailangan maging pinaka-flashy to succeed in the NBA kasi ginagawa niya yun with pure basketball IQ, and that is very commendable.
And yun nga, dami nagsasabi na he's just like Harden except he's less athletic. Pero hindi eh. Mas maraming facets yung game ni Luka compared kay Harden. Hindi siya nakakasawang panoorin compared kay Harden. And gumagaling pa siya. Hindi pa tapos yung pag-i-improve ni Luka sa laro niya. He's only 21 years old. Imagine by age 25. I think he's not gonna stop here.
So actually I have one more name na who is very controversial, pero I think might make a case, might lang naman. Which is Kevin Durant. Ayan, shout out ulit kay Skip Bayless for saying Kevin Durant is the best player in the planet. Pero ayan, parang, Kevin Durant.
Para sa akin wala na, finish na eh. Finish na yung image ni Durant sa atin eh. He was an MVP, he was a champion, pero he's not really, yung legacy niya hindi ganun aganda.
And not to mention nga, yung mga, ang dami niyang injury plague seasons sa career niya. However, he has, if you'll judge kasi in a very unbiased way, maganda rin yung career track niya. I mean, I think he's the best scorer we've ever seen in the game of basketball. Perhaps I think I have Durant as the best scorer, tapos si MJ. Ganun yung level of respect ko sa offensive game.
Skills wise, yung Arsenal, si Durant yung may pinakakompletong Arsenal. Tsaka yung scoring ability from the whole court, kaya niya mag-shoot ng mga Steph Curry range na shots eh.
Clutch.
Si MJ naman kasi nag-focus siya sa noong time kasi na yun, hindi pa talaga uso yung 3, pero yung efficiency nandun. Kaya yun, masabi mong Durant is somewhat a better MJ in scoring.
Kaya yun nga, actually, let's face it, kaya lang naman maraming galit kay Durant. And kasama ka na dun, men. Actually, kasama din ako.
Totoo
dahil
naman.
kasi lumipat siya sa he took the easy way out. And it really damages yung legacy niya. Pero kung titignan mo sa stats, titignan mo sa contribution, sa awards, pwede pa rin eh. So, ayun. Actually, he's in a new team now in Brooklyn Nets who are expected to be one of the contenders
next
from
season.
The Eastern Conference, yeah. So, let's see kung if he wins championships, baka ma-redeem niya yung pangalan niya. Similar to how LeBron did, di ba?
Pero so, ang worry ko doon is already 32 coming from a major injury. I don't see something na, although yung laro naman niya is adaptable, only one player pa lang yung naka-survive ng Achilles injury, and that's Dominic Wilkins, and he wasn't even in a great team nung time na yun. So, a lot of question marks pa rin.
Yeah, pero I'm optimistic for Kevin Durant kasi nga, una sabi mo yung playstyle niya, he doesn't need to be explosive. May natural advantage siya with his height, with his length. Tapos, yung shooting naman, hindi naman nawawala sa player yun eh. So, and, magaling siya na scorer. So, I think he will be, for, this is a stretch, pero I think he might be an MVP candidate starting next season.
Oh, malaking tawag yan. Malalaking bagay yan. Pero sige, pwede yan. Comeback season, comeback year, Achilles season. I think kung umabot sila ng 55 wins, tapos siya yung leading scorer nila, siya yung leading star nila, sige, pwede siyang maging MVP next season.
Ayan, so with that, I guess we can conclude our first part of this podcast, which is the GOAT conversation.
The endless GOAT debate, panghakot ng subscribers and ng views.
Shoutout kay Skip Bayless.
Shoutout kay Skip Bayless, shoutout kay Stephen A. Smith, shoutout kay Kendrick Perkins, shoutout kay Nick Wright.